following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penny, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Welcome, everybody. I hope you survived the 4th of July. Don't forget, this is the most exciting and entertaining, by far, and most informative radio show on the earth. As I always say, okay, maybe the alien shows are a little bit better than this, but let's say for Saturday day, we're the best show out there. You know what? This is a great day today. What a wonderful day, because the two best-looking hosts are hosting today. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Denise Dirks and Fred Penny were both here together in the studio with the two whiners that claim they have injuries and sickness and are out for today. And that's
Rodriguez is gone again.
Yes, Rodriguez is gone again. And this time, Todd Cunin is gone, which is rare.
Todd has his kitty.
He has a kitty, too. And so Todd, actually, he's laid up. He tripped and fell, didn't he, or something? He tripped and fell and injured his ankle.
Now, Denise, why is it when Mr. Penny says he tripped and fell,
he didn't trip and
that
fall.
he rubs his hands together
That's
and
exactly.
says,
No, what happened?
No, I wouldn't represent him in a million years.
He was building shelves in his garage, and the shelf fell down and hit him on the foot, and he ended up in the emergency.
All the same, whining. He's whining about something. So he claims that he's injured and can't come in here.
Come on.
That's exactly right. But it's okay. We got the two best-looking ones here, Denise Dirks and myself, Fred Penny. Well, okay, let's say Denise Dirks is the best-looking, and I'm just laying here being the host. Hey, we got Cal Hunter behind the glass, 3-time Emmy Award nominee but never a winner.
Thank you.
We have Seth Madden, the lawyer in the back, helping us out. Mr. Tech Guy, lawyer,
giving
call
you the peace sign.
Yeah, peace sign. We're not that desperate, almost desperate enough to put Seth in here and have him on the air. And I said, no, we're not that desperate. There's no way we can be
I
that
suggested
desperate.
it to Fred, and Fred said,
No.
and I will quote now, I don't think so.
We don't need him. He's the call screener, and he's still a new lawyer. You know how new lawyers, we keep him. You got to keep him humble for a while, so he doesn't think he's all that. But we're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff today. Don't forget, if you want to call in today, 855-LAW-RADIO or hashtag. Don't forget, when we do the case or no case, do hashtag Radio Law Talk and send us your answers. Or if you call in, I think we're going to send you a T-shirt, and I know Seth's got stacks of T-shirts in our hermetically sealed Radio Law Talk filing drawer, and we can open those up and throw a few. We got a couple of we got mugs. We have some shirts. The T-shirts are cool. The back of the T-shirts, of those of you who haven't seen it, it says two things, and these are our sayings. Number one, when you're tired of politics radio, that's what it says, Radio Law Talk, and the other one says, who needs law school, right?
Yeah.
You've got Radio Law
And the
Talk.
third one says,
Oh, stop it.
That's exactly right. Or it's anecdotal stuff. That's all anecdotal.
That too.
So we're going to talk about the Supreme Court delves a blow to the unions, and that we've been trying to talk about it last week. We never got to it because we're too busy. We're going to bring that up. Facial recognition used to identify the Capitol Gazette shooter. That's interesting how everyone's like, that's super, that's awesome. And that's true to some degree, but the question is, how much right of privacy do we have now, and how far is it going? And that could be an issue in the law with the right of privacy issues. We're also going to talk about a lawsuit against Wells Fargo for hidden fees. You know what? When it rains, it pours for Wells Fargo is all I got to say. Woo!
Yeah.
They're getting
But
hit.
they have a lot of hidden fees, though.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about that. Yelp wins a big case. Actually, this is a very interesting one you want to hear about. It's actually Yelp was not sued, and these lawyers did an end run and sued a person for making, quote, defamatory statements on Yelp and sued them personally, and Yelp stepped in to join the lawsuit to protect them from discussing what they felt about this lawyer online. But here's the other interesting thing. 5-4 vote, the Supreme Court held.
The California
Supreme Court. But 5-4, that's pretty dang close.
It is.
Because if they said, no, you cannot do that on Yelp, boy, talk about the rippling effect of people making comments on Yelp. But it's getting closer. 5-4, man. That's
free
close.
speech. Free speech.
Free speech.
I mean, the people ask for reviews. Does that mean that we should have to lie in a review? Is that what the dissenters are suggesting?
But
No,
I guess
I think the important thing is that the question is, can you lie in a review?
Right.
Because
Sure you can.
or disparage someone.
or
right?
disparage someone,
Yes.
because that is a public arena. It does almost hit libel on its face, right?
Yeah, and so that's the issue, and Yelp won that big case. More about Harvey Weinstein. Guess what? It never
Speaking
ends.
of raining and pouring.
It never ends.
And dripping and
Oh,
sweating.
my gosh. Did she just say that?
I heard it.
Wow, Denise. Now that Chris Rodriguez isn't here, you're really
Oh,
going.
stop it.
All right,
Channeling Rodriguez here.
I think so.
we're going to talk about Toyota's sued over rat chewing. Believe it or not. And I'm going to talk about this because I have an answer. Because I remember I had a car that the mice were getting in my garage, and they were chewing up all the wiring.
Well, sure, they need nests. They're just mice.
It's not nests. They were chewing the wiring, and I guess the reason is now they're making it soy-based. You know that plastic around the end?
Oh, yeah.
It's not petroleum-based. They're making it soy-based to make it more green.
Food for the little rodents.
Yeah, so it's food for the little rodents, and lawsuits are coming out on that. And I'm going to tell you the answer, by the way. A person that works at my ranch figured it out. Muslim comedian sues a neo-Nazi. We're going to talk about that. Hey, lawsuit. Remember we talked about the bullet blender exploding?
Yes.
There's
Yes.
another lawsuit rolling in on that. We're going to just update that. There's a new lawsuit against the pork industry. We got to talk about this. This is very interesting because in 2016, lawsuits came against the poultry industry saying that they are price fixing. Okay, and now all of a sudden they're starting to bring it up against the pork industry, and the pork industry saying, "Oink oink, you're." Did I say just try to make a joke? Oink oink, you're not. You're just doing the same thing the poultry industry did. So you saw that.
We're not chickens. Leave us alone.
Yeah. You know what? We're not chicken. Leave us alone. And so that's coming
We're
for us.
oinkers.
Yeah. American Express wins a big case, and that's an antitrust case. And then this is a good one. You guys, this is going to be, I'm saving this toward the last. Ice Cube in April, now this happened in April, is filing a $1 billion lawsuit against his investors of the Big Three Basketball League. And let me tell you, I watched the Big Three Basketball League yesterday for the first time. I was entertained. I'm going to tell you, I don't know if those of you know, but my law firm, Penny & Associates, sponsors the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, the pregame show is the Penny & Associate Injury Lawyers pregame show. And I like watching NBA basketball. The Big Three was the most interesting one I've ever seen.
Now it's 3-on-3. I mean, was it 3-on-3 half-court basketball? League?
Yes, it's 3-on-3 half court, but it's made up of all the older players. I think I didn't look at older. I think you have to be 40 or over. I'm not sure, but everybody was old in there. Everybody had gray hair, and it's all the former, like Amari Stoudemire was one of them,
Really?
and I can never say Abdul Rahim
Rahman.
Yeah, Rahman Abdul Rahim.
Yeah.
I can't. Did he pay for the Spurs or someone? I can't remember. He was lighting it up, and it's funny. He's all gray. He's got a gray beard, gray hair. He's lighting it up
Probably
for
all
3
fake.
points.
It's probably all fake.
I
like
don't
the
know.
commercial. The gray.
But to me, and it was great. You know who else was there? Men of World Peace. What is that? World Peace is what he goes by.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was so funny to see him. You gained a little bit of weight there, dude. It was just like you could tell he played for a little while, and then they pull him out, and he's like on the sidelines, like they had the defib behind him.
So Meta World Peace, that's the former Ron Artest?
Yes,
Yes.
former Ron Artest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so-
Memory.
Yeah.
So he's playing, and it was so fun to watch. But these big lawsuits are going on. The investors were some sheiks from Qatar. And the Big Three, which is a rapper that owns it, and I'm let's see, I'm not a rap specialist, but hold on. Ice Cube owns it, is one of the owners and a partner.
Actor and Ice Cube.
Yeah,
Actor
and
and rapper.
actor, rapper, and they brought these guys in from Qatar to invest, and they're claiming that all they do is talk big talk, and they're not putting their money up, and it shows the tweets as evidence, and the text, and one of it says, "Hey, brah, hey, bro," coming from Qatar and some sheik from Qatar. It's the quotes are. I'm dying laughing. I can see the sheik going, "Hey, brah, hey, bro." We're going on. All right, we're gonna be back with Case or No Case. Denise Dirks and I, Fred Penny. That's all we need. We don't need the two boys.
That's right. We'll do it without you.
Stay tuned. There's much more Radio Law Talk coming up right here on RadioLawTalk.com and on your favorite radio station. So don't go away.
advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only. The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com. Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
Jason Ross back here with Fred Penny, managing attorney at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stuart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials, so just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PennyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
What makes great jerky? Jerky that's moist, tender, and perfectly seasoned. And if you're looking for moist, tender, flavorful jerky, don't look anywhere else but River City Jerky Works. Only the finest ingredients and top quality meats are used in the preparation of River City Jerky. Do yourself a favor and order your River City Jerky Works jerky by going to their website, rivercityjerkyworks.com. River City Jerky Works. One bite and you'll be hooked. Quite possibly the best jerky on the planet.
I've got to get my car washed. This dirt, it just won't do. But I don't have no time today. I don't know what I do.
Man, I know this place right down the road. Quick, quack, car wash. Hop inside, let's take a ride and watch this cat and shine. Just come and see, I guarantee your ride will steal the show. Come on, quick, quack, car wash. Don't drive that dirty car. Quick, quack, car wash. They'll have you looking sharp. Come on.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
So we're talking about Ice Cube. And Denise at the break said, isn't that the guy that does this other show? No, that's no, that's Vanilla Ice. No, that's Ice Tea. Ice Tea. Ice Cube.
Yeah, Ice Tea.
There's Ice Cube, and there's Vanilla Ice.
The Law and Order guy is not Ice Cube, it's Ice Tea.
Ice Tea.
Iced tea, there's ice cube,
And
cube ice, Fred ice.
Vanilla ice.
Vanilla ice.
Vanilla Ice is a vanilla guy.
And my personal favorite, shaved ice.
Shaved ice. I like shaved ice, too. So I'm going to call it Fred ice.
Iceberg Drive-In.
Iceberg, yeah. Iceberg sponsors us. Iceberg Drive-In. Well, here's the best and most important part about the two boys not being here. Denise, what is it? We're going to get some more points.
We're going to get more points, and they're not.
Well, okay, roll case or no case, Cal.
Now it's time to play Case or No Case.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I take you to the lovely village of Gilroy, California.
Garlic.
Home of the Gilroy Garlic Festival and of the Fresh Choice All-You-Can-Eat Buffet. This buffet serves breakfast from 7 o'clock until 11 in the morning and a lunch-dinner combination from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. This buffet attracted the attention of a man new to this country who had never seen such abundance. The very idea that someone could go to a place, pay one price, and eat to one's heart content, even if not to his heart health, was incredible to him. And so he did so.
And stayed all day.
Most weeks, 7 days a week. Now, the restaurant at first thought they'd developed a nice, loyal customer. But then they realized that this customer, Frederico Pascal from Guatemala, was losing them money. He came in and ate, and ate, and ate, and occupied a table by himself, a table for four usually, blocking the restaurant from getting the profits they would normally make from having more people at the table. Plus, he ate so much that on a per-case basis, they began to lose money on him. So, gently at first, manager Maureen Scarlett tried to guard Mr. Pascal away, just shoo him away, say, you might want to eat someplace else, Mr. Pascal. Eventually, they banned him from coming in. He took up that table for four many times, 8 hours a day, went to the bathroom, come back, read a book, go back, eat. Fresh Choice lost, they say, too much money and his presence, by the way, was a distraction, they claimed, for some of the other customers. And when he was finally banned completely, Pascal said, "This is America. I'm going to get a lawyer."
Oh, there you go.
"And I'm going to sue because I have a food addiction and they are not taking care of my disability here. I have a food addiction. This is a problem. Also, by the way," he said, according to the complaint, "I'm keeping up my end of the bargain. The Fresh Choice people say all you can eat for $12.99. I pay my $12.99. I eat all I can eat." Fresh Choice responds by saying they have the inherent right to refuse service to anyone. For example, people with no shoes or no shirt, or people behaving rudely. So they say we have the right to refuse and remove Mr. Pascal if he should come back. Case or no case? And I'm going to start with you, Denise.
Yes, you always pick on me first.
I never pick on you. I do
you
it
can
because
start with me. I don't care.
But
No, you start with Denise, but just don't feel picked on. I'll take it.
No. I think this is just too coincidental that the star of this lawsuit is Frederico Pascal.
No.
The old Fred Penny.
No, it's not.
Well, you're talking about me before I went on my way.
By the way, the score right now, in case you're wondering, Denise has 45 points. Frederico Frederico Centavo has 44. Chris Rodriguez has 31, but he's absent, and Todd Cunin has 51, but
we're going to catch him.
He's absent.
Right, so we got to get him.
I came to you first, Denise, thinking you might appreciate this opportunity.
I do appreciate the opportunity.
So if you want to call in, go ahead, Denise.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's get our listeners involved. Call in at 855-LAW-RADIO or hashtag Radio Law Talk and tell us what you think. But I think I'm going out on a limb and say it is not a case. It's too much detail. There's too much content, if you will, suing for breach of contract, I guess, or warranty, or you threw in there a little bit about maybe ADA
Well,
compliance, or he has a disability and they're not complying.
Yeah, when in doubt,
So-
go for all of it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
And you say it's a completely fake case made out of whole cloth. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, and I'm unaware of any Fresh Choice in Gilroy, California.
If you Google it, you'll find that there is, in fact, a Fresh Choice in Gilroy,
I can't
California.
Google it, though. That would be cheating.
Yeah, but I'm saying that there is, in fact, even on the cases I make up, I try to make them authentic. Just FYI.
Fresh Choice is the name. I thought that's.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's a Fresh Choice restaurant. Is that all you can eat place?
Yes.
I didn't.
There are
know
3
that.
buffets in Gilroy, California. 2 of them are Asian themed, and the third one is Fresh Choice, as it turns out, as you find out in reading more about this particular scenario.
Okay, I'm going to opine on this. I'm going to go opposite of Denise because I think I'm going to gain some points. And you know what? One way or the other, one of us is going to get some points here. So
Right.
I'm going to say it's a case. But it does sound too intelligent for a normal case, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a case. But here's the deal: a lot of it is going to depend upon what signage they have. Now, if you're a restaurant, what you would do normally in something like this, first of all, it's not a disability. Food addiction is not a disability. The courts have not held, to my knowledge, that's a disability under the ADA. So therefore, they're going to lose under that for sure. But the other issue is a kind of a contractual issue, which Cal brought up, which is, hey, we have a bargain here. I pay the money. I eat all you want. That's an agreement with one another. So I'm going to say under that concept, he wins, but I'm going to say he ultimately loses because they have signs up that say, look. And if they're not, let me tell you, you should put signs up if you're a restaurant that has that say minimum stay 1.5 hours.
Or maximum stay.
Or maximum stay, maximum. Maximum stay 1.5 hours or 2 hours. Because otherwise you just put your tent in there and sit there.
They have the right to refuse service to anyone. Isn't that enough?
They don't have a right to. By the way, that doesn't necessarily true. You do not have a right to refuse anyone because there's ADA issues or if it's someone you're saying because of your color or your race or sex or whatever, you can't come in. So that's an issue. So that's what I'm saying. Case, they lose. We'll be right back after this and find out if Denise or I are going to get some points.
Stay tuned for more Radio Law Talk on RadioLawTalk.com and on your favorite radio station. The answer to Case No Case coming right up.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only.
Jason Ross back here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
I'm going to Quick Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I want to. Don't drive dirty. Going to get my car suds in the Quick Quack Car Wash. It's the Quick Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking 3 skinny minutes sitting right in your car wash. 100 feet of claw, washing your car at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Any Honda, Mazda, Ford, or Chevy, Somber, Cadillac, Quick Quack will spruce her up just like that. You'll be happy, looking snappy. You'll be glad you was at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Get on the web and go to don'tdrivedirty.com and see where you got your closest Quick Quack in the local area. Get in your car, get in your truck, get on the road, come visit the duck at the
Quick Quack Car Wash, where your car will always leave happy, guaranteed. They take pride in being clean and green by conserving and recycling the water they use, only at the
Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack.
What makes great jerky? Jerky that's moist, tender, and perfectly seasoned. And if you're looking for moist, tender, flavorful jerky, don't look anywhere else but River City Jerky Works. Only the finest ingredients and top quality meats are used in the preparation of River City Jerky. Do yourself a favor and order your River City Jerky Works jerky by going to their website, rivercityjerkyworks.com. River City Jerky Works. One bite and you'll be hooked. Quite possibly the best jerky on the planet.
Looking for a full day of fun for the family? You can't beat spending your day or evening at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville, the premier family entertainment destination for all of Northern California. Pick from one of 2 adventure-themed 18-hole mini golf courses, then get challenged on our fast car racetrack. Don't miss Golfland's state-of-the-art laser tag arena, laser nights, and over 200 arcade games. The best in family entertainment, now at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville. Golfland.com.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Smile.
Smile, buddy.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy. You know how boys are.
Or maybe he's teething. Oh, poor baby. I think his gums hurt.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat that much.
Maybe he's not ticklish.
You think maybe he's scared of the dog?
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs or see a doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to the website, radiolawtalk.com. You can listen to the show there, and there's a lot of other good information, too. That's radiolawtalk.com.
All right, we're back with Case or No Case. Why don't you just do a quick recap? Those of you who want to call in and opine, it's 855-LAW-RADIO, or you can tweet us at Radio Law Talk, or hashtag Radio Law Talk. And Cal, this is for more points so we can catch up to the boys.
That's right. The premise of the case is that a guy in Gilroy goes into an all-you-can-eat buffet and finally eats so much and stays for so long that they block him from going in. They were trying to be nice at first, but eventually they put up a roadblock and say you can't come in. So he sues for 2 reasons. One, a specious reason, saying, hey, I've got a food disorder here and you're not taking care of me. The other, under contractual law. You said all you can eat. There's nothing here saying I can't eat all I can eat. I come in, I sit down, I eat, I pay, all is well. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously this case has an outcome. And so the question is, those of you who say that this was not a case.
Okay.
That would be Denise Dirks, correct?
Yeah.
You said it was not a case, and you're having second thoughts, I can tell.
No, you win.
But you shouldn't.
I knew it. It was just too intelligent, too well laid out.
Wow.
He's tricking us so much more now.
because
Oh, my gosh.
this was. I mean, there have been similar, police called and so on in cases like this, but I've never heard of one actually going to a civil action. So I thought it would be fun to take something off the police blotter and try to extrapolate it into a case. So there you have it.
Denise,
Now, Denise,
2 points. That's
Denise,
You know what? I'm within 4 of Todd.
you now have 47 points with a chance to possibly gain as many as 2 more, unless
Is she ahead of me now?
I passed you up last time.
Oh my gosh, I'm really.
You're in the dust there, Fred.
Oh my gosh, I'm Rodriguez status.
Yeah, she's at 47. You're at 44. So the best you can do is hope to pull within 1
Todd,
point.
what's Todd? Todd is.
Oh, Mr. Cunin is at 51.
That's why I have 4 to get him.
51.
We're gonna get. So we're doing case or no case, second
3 hours.
and third hour.
Give me that chance.
When these guys miss, we're doing 3 hours of case or no case. So just make one up next time, Cal, the next hour, and I'll just say it's fake. Okay.
By the way, thanks for the payoff, Denise. On
You mean the donuts?
yes, the donuts for my telling you that it was. I would never do that. By the way.
All right. So your driver's license. When you take a picture for your driver's license, just remember they are using that for facial recognition, among other things. Now, everybody's heard about the mass shooting that occurred in Annapolis, Maryland, where an individual, and I don't remember the guy's name, and I'll get it in a sec, Jared Ramos was his name, killed 5 journalists and came and shot them due to the fact he brought a defamation lawsuit against them. And he lost the case. So what happened in that defamation lawsuit, Denise? Tell me really briefly. You were discussing it with me.
Well, it was what happened prior to the defamation lawsuit. I think that was interesting.
That's what I meant.
He started to put kind of inappropriate things on Facebook and started to stalk, if you will, a certain person, a female, and it scared them very badly. They were very, very scared. And so then it's a small town newspaper, the Gazette, Capital Gazette is very small, and they put in there an ad or an article, if you will, that talked about whether or not somebody wanted to date him, and kind of
a joke.
Made fun of the fact that he was stalking this person and that this is the typical kind of guy that you might meet on a dating app, and you have to be careful of him and all of that.
Right. And so he sued him and lost, and so he decided to take it in his own hands. And now the interesting thing is he kind of broke the window, the glass, and started shooting through the glass somehow. And the one issue was apparently he had figured a way to not use his fingerprints, but they can also do your palm prints and other things. But when the police look at those type of prints and are trying to investigate who it was or prove who it was, that takes a long time.
But he had literally damaged his fingertips in some way to keep his fingerprints from not being
exactly
able to
right.
be seen.
But what happened is the issue is the police to do it much quicker. They thought they could have eventually got to him that way, but to do a much quicker way is through facial recognition, and that's how there's apparently a complex surveillance technology service through Amazon has been pitched to law enforcement that's come under scrutiny, that whether or not you should be able to use this as a right of privacy.
So warrantless surveillance on anybody that they decide to look at your face and recognize it.
So basically that's also, don't forget, this spring they collected a Golden State killer. He was arrested thanks to DNA matches.
Yep.
And so that's all going on through the genealogical website's GED match. So this is the big issue that's coming up.
But Fred, isn't the core issue here, because the genealogical thing was a voluntary donation of his DNA, although we didn't know what it was going to be used for.
Right.
But if you just walk around and they decide to take a picture of your face and try to put it into some database and cross-reference it, isn't that a little different than voluntarily submitting either a fingerprint, even if it's under duress, or a DNA sample when you think it's going to be used to identify your uncle or whatever?
If you're putting that face, though, on Facebook or social media, that's voluntary enough for me.
That's exactly right. Or driver's license. You're going in there.
That's right. That's exactly how
this
they
whole
got
issue,
this guy.
they use it, this guy with his driver's license, but you're going in there. You want a license. If you want to drive, you've got to use your face and you got to take a picture. So to me, I don't see the implications, the constitutional implications. Again, I've been wrong before, but you got Fourth and Fifth Amendments, have due process clause, obviously privacy issues.
Reasonable search and
reasonable
seizure.
search and seizure.
Sure.
We can go into all those issues, but basically the big issue that's starting to come out here in these type of cases are, like you said, your right of privacy and social media right to privacy. That's what's the interesting thing. So there's a apparently in this, I've studied up on this, but I didn't know there's a deadline nearing on the Real ID Act, which sets standards for compliant identification. So states they're starting to store people's faces and pictures of people's faces.
That's right. So the FBI collects and aggregates via partnerships with these different databases, and so they share information together. And up until 2017, popular social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter stopped sending their data to Geopedia because before they'd been sending it just voluntarily to Geopedia.
Well, they should. When did Facebook start becoming an arm of law enforcement? I mean, that's the question to me, is when I was in the news business, if a police officer came in and said, I want video from that crime scene or video from that accident scene, I would say, get a subpoena. I don't work for you. I'm a member of the general public, but if you want video from me, I want to have a paper trail. I want a subpoena for that video or that script or whatever it is.
Yeah, but you have maybe ownership rights in that.
But you have ownership rights of your own face.
Not in Facebook, you don't.
That's the issue.
But see, you intentionally put it out there. I don't think you have a right of privacy. You put it out there. Now, here's the other thing. Just so you know, who don't understand what Geopedia is, or basically they call it TweetDeck. For cops is what they call it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's basically a location-based analytics company that goes to Facebook or goes to social media or whatever and uses, and I don't know if it's just Facebook, but they go to social media and use the posts to find your facial recognition and stuff like that. But it's been very controversial. Actually, in 2016, the ACLU had some issues with it about using that with protesters. They were supposedly trying to find protesters that were breaking the law or causing damage, and they were using the face recognition through their social media. So
they're likening the face recognition not just to your fingerprint, but to actual DNA, because the way you're created, it has to do with DNA together, So they're trying to argue that there needs to be additional scrutiny when you're using DNA samples versus when you're just doing fingerprints.
Well, here's the other issue. 2017, just want to make sure, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter stopped sending their data to the Geopedia. So they stopped sending it, but I don't know if Geopedia can actually go in and be on Facebook and take it off. It's sitting there.
Where does it say in Facebook that if you do this is going to be uploaded to a law enforcement website? I don't think people realize or understand that.
Paragraph 1018.
Exactly my point. Buried somewhere in the bowels of this agreement.
When you click on that thing, that's a little short paragraph that says read more, click here. Right. Yeah, I don't even think the lawyers even read that.
I mean, DMV, it's a no-brainer. You know that it's going to be in a state database. But Facebook is not a state organization. I can see where people would start scratching their heads on that a little bit.
Well, here's the other issue that has been brought up. Well, then go ahead and use a mask or something like that, or do something to hide your face, trying to help the burglars out there apparently. But still, even now with technology, they can even find you. Like if obviously your eyes are going to have to be shown. Maybe they put maybe they put sunglasses on, or your lip features or your neck features, something like that. They can do all that now with technology. It's so. But anyway, this is the beginning. But
it's the beginning, and for sure, the shooting is going to raise the issue of whether collection, storage, and rapid search of driver's license and ID photo cards is going to be allowable in the context of without a warrant.
I believe you can't say you have a reasonable expectation of privacy if your stuff's on social media. We'll be back. We're going to talk more. We're going to talk about Wells Fargo being sued
again on Radio Law Talk and RadioLawTalk.com.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk are for California legal services only.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
This is Denise Sturks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stewart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
Since 1960, Iceberg Drive-In has been a family favorite for not only our famous thick shakes with unlimited delicious flavored combinations, but also our hand-breaded onion rings, delicious fries, and signature fry sauce. The Iceberg Shake Shop is perfect for high-traffic locations such as busy strip malls, recreational amusement centers, or near theaters. We are seeking qualified franchisees in the western United States. You'll have access to not only the popular Iceberg Drive-In name, but also our procedures, buying power, and operations. Plus, receive support dedicated to your success. For more information, email franchise@icebergdrivein.com or visit our website at icebergdrivein.com.
All right, guys, we need to have you read some lines for our disclaimer promo. But first, can anybody tell me what a disclaimer is? All right, then. Well, Denise, you go ahead.
Non uti concilius me auriere proquestis purpurium juris consult.
Latin, that's a nice touch. Thank you, Denise. Next time we'll try it in English, if that's okay. Fred, how about you?
Cal, I don't want to read all this. Can't we just tell the people that we're discussing general legal issues and they should hire their own attorney instead of relying on what we have to say here?
Well, we could, I guess. Chris?
I'm not going to be there anyway. Why have me do it?
Let's have Todd do it.
Me? Read disclaimers? Why, I couldn't. The information you... Radio Law Talk is...
Promo was for legal advice. Contact your own lawyer. Just a tip from your friends at Radio Law Talk.
Be sure to read our disclaimers on radiolawtalk.com as well.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
Radio Law Talk and RadioLawTalk.com.
I don't care what you say. I love our disclaimers commercial. I think that's the best commercial in the world. So, we usually state the disclaimers, but man, that commercial is the best. You know what, Denise? You know what's happened. I tweeted out the boys' favorite donuts. There's a certain place, and I'm not going to give them a shout out yet because I didn't get a free donut hole. But anyway, we brought donuts in. And my wife, as I was leaving this morning, said, "Aren't you going to eat breakfast?" And again, I'm back on my diet because I gained 15 pounds back of my 80 pounds that I lost. And so I'm back on the diet. And so my wife's like, you gotta eat. You know, you're gonna be on the air for 3 hours. You gotta have something in your stomach. Oh no, I'm gonna stick it out. But she doesn't listen to the show. She's tired. I don't want to listen to you. I listen to you all the time. I don't want to hear you. So hopefully those people who know me and my wife, sometimes there's a lot of people that listen to this. Won't tell them about the donuts, but man, they look good. And Cal, you haven't had one yet.
No, and I'm just hoping that your wife doesn't say that you don't say to, I listen to my wife all the time. Why should I listen to her?
That's all. I always listen to her, unless she doesn't know what I'm doing.
There's a little reciprocal action there on ignoring people.
Well, you could always chew the donuts and then spit them out, right?
Sure.
That's what you used to do when you were on diet. I mean,
that's what you
who was it?
said
No,
you
I had a
did.
friend that actually
I do that.
He would do it. Oh, that's gross.
Do that
How do you do that?
Well, especially chewing like beef jerky and so on and not bothering to swallow. That's a really good way to cut down on what you're putting in your belly. It's a good thing. Can't do it to hamburgers. But
oh my gosh, that's just so
too
gross.
much willpower.
Can you see a guy sitting at the table? He's got a garbage nectar.
No, not a garbage. I see him sitting up there, and then he's leaning over and feeding his little pet bird.
Oh,
do you know who does that? I heard that one of the hosts on the Food Network.
Oh, I bet.
Like I think her name is Giada. I don't know all, but apparently this rather petite person. She judges all these contests and eats all this rich food, and in the break she has a little bucket there and just.
I think you'd have to.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Or think of the guys that do like all those food shows that the Carnival Eats or whatever.
Yeah.
Or what about the guy that just ate 72 hot dogs?
Yes,
and
they're all skinny too.
He doesn't keep those inside his, but that's like 10,000 calories or some ridiculous amount like
it's more
that.
than that.
Yeah.
I want to do a shout out, which we rarely do shout outs, but I had a farmer's insurance agent out of Roseville, California, and I don't remember all the names of all the there's a bunch of agents, but it's the Boyce Fisher Agency at Farmers in Roseville. They said they listen to us and love our show, but thanks for listening to us, and shout out to you guys over at Farmers in Roseville, the Boyce and Fisher Farmers Agency. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for listening to us. We love to hear from listeners, and we're pushing to more areas, and we've got people pushing us out to Chicago. But thank you. I used to have the list of all of our affiliates.
I like that show.
I love that show too. But thank you, Amargosa Valley. That's our favorite place, is
Gotta love
Amargosa
them.
Valley.
Yeah,
So
yes.
let's talk about lawsuit targeting hidden fees in Wells Fargo finance program. So as we've talked about the lawsuits of Wells Fargo, they just paid $1 billion for a lawsuit that was brought about alleging that they were forcing unneeded auto insurance on consumers and charging home. That's just one of them.
Phony accounts.
That's another. That's another different one. But there's multiple payouts that they've been doing because of these little hidden issues. Now, what happens is Wells Fargo was hit by a lawsuit by a Texas jewelry company, which they're saying they're encouraging retailers to hide fees, true fees that are supposed to be disclosed by calling it something else. Basically, they filed this case in a San Francisco federal court, and this is a Texas jeweler. Apparently what happens when you come in and buy jewelry, there is a way you can buy the jewelry for $3,000, like example, and this is an example they use in the complaint. You can again, this is all allegations. You can buy, say, a ring for $3,000. 0% interest, right? And you have 60 months to pay it off. But that same ring is example would be $2,325 if you pay cash. So in essence, you're paying for it, but you're not. And so that, they're saying, is a violation of the Truth in Lending Act.
So you're paying interest, but they're not calling it interest.
That's their allegation.
It's basically a penalty for utilizing the 60 days, same as cash.
Right.
And if you paid cash, so it's not same as cash.
So how could it be
That's the
same
whole
as
point.
cash if it costs you more?
That's exactly
That's
the
the
point.
question.
Yeah, and so...
and this is a federal law called the U.S. Truth in Lending Act.
Yes, it is. We've talked about this many times, which basically says you have to disclose things. It's basically a disclosure issue, especially if there's any finance charges or charges that are over and above issues like this, and they're saying this is just a hidden way to go around and really charge finance charges without calling it finance charges.
And when you have a credit card, it has to disclose if you make the minimum payment, this is how much in interest you're going to pay and how many payments it's going to take to pay off.
How many
the
years it'll take you to pay
right.
that off.
That's because of the U.S. Truth in Lending Act.
But the question is, if you go in and they claim that 90 days is the same as cash, and then they say, but we're going to charge you a fee to do that, is that what they're alleging that Wells Fargo is doing?
Well, they're not necessarily even saying that. They're just saying you're going to charge this higher price. And so what's happening is they're trying to say that's a hidden way of doing the same thing, of charging interest on it.
Sure.
And the interesting thing is, according to Thomson Reuters, let's see, this is who's talking about this is Thomson Reuters.
Yeah.
They said approximately $800 million a year in hidden finance charges are run through this program. And now, again, this is allegations, against them. And at this point, they're obviously saying that's not the case and they're going to fight it. But they're saying these finance charges are basically built into the purchase price. And not only that, guess what else? Now, who's suing is not the people. It's actually like the jewelers are suing and the retailers. And what's going on also here, and they're trying to make it a class action suit, is they're also saying instead of charging the $2,325, which we'd normally charge, we're charging the extra up to $3,000, and now we have to pay taxes on that on top of that. So, the retailers are saying it's costing them more money.
Right.
So that's
they're being taxed on it.
They're being taxed on it.
So it's a way of deferring instead of the lending company having to claim taxes on it, which they would, but it's also now having the retailers have to pay tax on it.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But all right, so the one I want to get to and talk about that is, to me, is one of the most interesting cases that we're going to talk about today.
Actually, that's wrong what I just said.
What did you just say?
Because if they're lending $3,000 and that's the amount they're lending, they're not having to pay taxes on anything because that's the amount that was lent, was $3,000 to buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
right.
We're not talking about a differential in. It's just that the cost, the retail price is greater, so they've got to pay more taxes because they make more income.
More income, that's right.
Yeah, but that's the retailers. But on the Wells Fargo side of it, they're getting that $3,000 or lending that $3,000, and they're getting that money in total, and they're not paying taxes on it because it's the principal.
But that's my question. Who gets the extra markup here? Does Wells Fargo get the markup, or does the jeweler get the markup?
The jeweler.
Yeah, apparently the jeweler. But I think the jewelers, I would think if it's the $3,000, that it would be the jeweler. But the issue here is they're making them charge this higher rate. That's what the jewelers don't want to do, is charge this higher rate.
They don't want to have to mark up for the money.
For the money. And don't forget Wells Fargo. No, Wells Fargo is getting extra money too because of the finance. I believe, Denise, they're getting the extra $600 as Wells Fargo is getting the difference between the cash price and this. And we don't have the complaint in front of us, so we don't want to. I don't want to opine on something that I'm not really sure at this point. But Wells Fargo is making money on this thing. Don't get me wrong. So in fact, they're making, that said, $800 million a year on that. On this program.
Because that raises the question: if you're not charged, if Wells Fargo's not getting a slice of that extra
no,
retail,
they are.
What's in it for them?
No, they are. The example is this: if you pay $3,000 for a ring at zero interest, if the amount is paid within 60 months, the retailer forfeits 22.5% of the cost to Wells Fargo in exchange for 0% financing.
Right.
But then also, if they don't pay it off in 60 months, then Wells Fargo gets the interest.
They get the slice off the top.
Yeah. So they're making round numbers $800 million a year. So that's good money. But we're almost to the top of the hour. The California Supreme Court gave Yelp a big win, but by a narrow margin of 5-4. Whether or not you can basically disparage someone on Yelp, and if you got to either take it out. There's a really interesting twist I'm going to discuss about that. How Yelp wins, but the consumer may not have. We'll be right back after this.
Right. That's right.
Second hour Radio Law Talk is coming right up. Don't go away.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com, a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.